Thank you for bearing with me, everybody. But here is, um, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the herbs first. Then we'll kind of get into some of the stuff that's going on in the community. I have like 1,000 tabs open, so we're just going to close all those out because, I'm always working. There's always something that I'm doing over here. Okay. Now it's a little bit more clean for you guys. Anyways, that part doesn't even matter. So let's talk about herbs for pain because I went to this conference and I mean, she was shooting off all of these herbs like rapid fire and what they could do. So I wanted to slow it down for you guys because I mean, I felt like digesting it was super complex. But you will have this in the monthly to refer to, or actually, this is going to be in the monthly and it's going to be in the free community. So I'm excited about that. So these monthlies will be free for everyone to watch the review. The ones that are in the monthly, then those will go straight to the monthly. Okay. So, herbs for gentle pain relief. Pain is your body's way of speaking, not something to silence. And so many times in the industry that shall not be named, they are just trying to silence your pain. And so we want to learn to listen. Then we can discover what the herbs to bring so we can bring balance and care instead of being off balance. I was actually answering a question that Jim had the other day about pitta and, or like just being balanced. I think it was like, if I'm, why would I use these herbs? It's like, really, we're not using the herbs to completely, like, if you are pitta, right, you run more hot, but you just want to balance it to more of a neutral. Because if you get too hot, then there's inflammation, there's all kinds of things that you're struggling with. So let's get into the pain aspect. Your body speaks through senses: warm, cold, tense, heavy, and sharpness. Each type of pain tells a story and um, about what's out of balance and the kind of care you need. So when we match herbs to our patterns and we support the root. And if you guys this is something I dive way deeper in the energetic. So if you ever want to check that out, just let me know. I can guide you to the right place. So types of pain. So there is a cold or stagnant pain that feels stiff, tight, or and it's worse when it's cold. So if you're like, oh my gosh, it's getting cold, I'm feeling this pain. This is what I'm talking about. Okay. So keep that in mind. Tense and nerve um, is based on or nerve-based pain. So this comes from tightness or overuse or strain. So this is going to be different than our cold pain, even though we might have had a tense pain to initiate that initial pain. Sometimes the cold will exacerbate it later. So keep that in mind when you're first feeling that like overuse. This is that type of pain. Congestion or fluid buildup. So heavy, puffy, or dull. And then hot and inflamed pain. So if you feel red, swollen, or burning. Rhythmic or circulatory pain. Sorry, my light keeps flickering. Like I need to change one of the bulbs. So if that bothers you, I'll just turn that off here in a minute. If it gets worse. Um, and so a rhythmic and circulatory pain. So this is linked to heart, hormone, or cycle. And then a surface or localized pain, bruising, strain, or tender area. So each one is called for different types of herbal allies. So let's explore them together. All right. So our first one is going to be the cold and stagnant. So where your body feels slow, tight, and stuck. It's asking for warmth and movement. So the herbs that can bring heat are ginger. It warms from within, increasing circulation. red pepper or that has capsaicin. So most red peppers do, but not like, of course, our sweet red peppers. Those don't. So it's got to have that spice. That's what the capsaicin is. It'll leave tingling on your lips if you put it on your lips or any part of your body, really. Just be careful with this one because if you're using, especially if you're using it topically, this can cause pain. I used it in my hair one time. I had like a hot pepper oil because it was supposed to be good for circulation and hair growth, and it like ran down my face and I got it in my eyes. I mean, it was just a nightmare. So just be careful with that if you're using it topically. Camphor, it's stimulating and eases puffiness and soreness. And sweet birch and wintergreen. It is neutral source of sil- I don't know. I can't. I wish I could like zoom in. Psilocybin. I don't know. I don't know what that one is. Whoops. Um. Well, that didn't make it any bigger, did it? Let's go back. Oh, maybe it did. Oh, there. Where do we go? Where do we go? We're going ahead of time. We're going way ahead. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's as big as it's going to get. And camphor. So, okay. Wait, we already said camphor. So it's similar to aspirin. So with the sweet birch and the wintergreen. It's best for arthritis, cold joints, stiff muscles, and slow recovery. Hot or inflamed pain. So there is redness, swelling, and burning. So if you're looking at it and you're seeing one of these, this is probably going to be you're hot and inflamed. Your body needs cooling to comfort. So willow bark is a great one. It's like nature's aspirin. And then yarrow cools the heat and aids in circulation. Bone set, of course, only topically, and you want to use it dry. Hi, Jim. I'll just allow you to talk if you want to. And then,
Hello.
hello, how are you?
I'm doing
But
good.
bone set is really great for like bone pain. So if you have like a deep pain in your muscle, especially with fevers. And marshmallow root or slippery elm soothes tissue and reduces irritation. So this is best for arthritis, flare-ups, injuries, or fever or achy bones. Okay, that's when the inflamed. And I am recording, so you can watch the beginning too. I remember. Okay, so tense and nerve-based pain. So this is going to be like tightness, spasm, or nerve pain when the energy can't flow freely. So this could be lavender for tense and for tense to soften the nerve pain. Kava kava helps with muscles and is a nerve uh, relaxant. Take that with caution, though. That one stimulated my brain too much. Peppermint, it's good as a rubbing or cooling, um, and it helps with headaches and tension, like headaches from tension. Lobelia, though, this one she mentioned that it can mess with your heart. So just make sure that you're researching that before you take a lobelia. But it can be an antispasmodic but it's great in topical blends as long as it's not hurting. But yeah, more topical. And then nettle is rich in minerals. Okay, so the lobelia, the speaker said be very cautious with it. One of the ladies that was at the conference did say she does take it to help break down something. So she does take it. But she was just like, just be very cautious because of, and I did look into that a little bit, and they said that in olden times they did say don't even use it at all, and now they're just saying be cautious with it. So, and this old lady was, huh?
That's the lobelia, right? Not nettle.
Yeah, the lobelia, I'm
Okay,
still
all
talking
right, thank
about
you.
lobelia. Yeah. Yes. So yeah, so just make sure you're doing your research on that before you're using that. But nettle is great for it's rich in nutrients and nourishing your joints and nerves, and it's been known to be great for arthritis as well. Um, so herbs that relax and release. So like headaches, muscle spasms, tension, or nerve related discomfort. So that's what these guys are for. Okay. Rhythmic or circulatory pain. So pain that pulses, follows a cycle and or relates to a heart or hormone. So kind of like a this is coming back every month or every, so often. So, herbs that restore rhythm and flow. Hawthorn can strengthen and nourish your heart. And this one, I was thinking about you, Jim, because you were talking about a heart prevention that's not as intense. And they said this one has very little side effect. It's good for prevention. And it's really nourishing. And very little people have any interactions with it. So it might be something to look into. Sweet clover improves circulation and reduce inflammation. Red raspberry root, urinary tonic, easing menstrual cramps and regulates flow. But I use the leaf, but this one was saying, or she was saying the root. So I think that was interesting. For yeah, this one's for like menstrual discomfort, emotional or heart tension, and hormone balance. So this one is congestion or fluid buildup pain. So if you're like seeing something puffy around it, yeah, heavy puffiness, um, or pressure can signal that your body needs to be clearing that. So if you're thinking about energetics, this is too moist, or too damp. Wild hydrangeas can support the kidney and bladder health. This is one that I was not familiar with using wild hydrangeas. So I thought that was interesting. Queen Anne's lace, and she was like, just be careful, you're not getting poison hemlock because it looks the same. And I feel like most herbalists know that, but yeah, if you're new, just I would err on the side of caution. Make sure that you are identifying if you're foraging this one. There are definitely not spots on the stem, and Queen Anne's lace has hairy legs, so there should be hairs on the stem. And then tart cherry reduce the uric acid and helps gout, arthritis, and inflammation. So tart cherry. So this is best for swelling, water retention, kidneys, discomfort, and gout. Okay. Our next one is surface or local pain. So this is like a bruise, a sprain, sore spots um, that need a direct topical care. So this is all topical. I actually used I I have I slept wrong, or maybe where I carry at work, I carry a big bag of toys, and I'm like always like, I've got my work bag for my laptop, I've got my toys, and then I usually carry a box too that's got more toys in it. Anyways, long story short, I think I hurt my shoulder, and it was like hurting all the way up my neck, and so I made a topical. I use arnica. Now I didn't there's two types of arnica, so just be mindful of that. Hi Liz, I'll let you talk if you want to. But be mindful of the arnica, um because The one from Mexico is not quite as strong as the other one. And I'm going to post that in the group later, the two different names, because I don't remember off the top of my head. I only have the Mexican one because that's the only one have been able to find so far. But the other one is way stronger, and it does wonders for like swelling, bruising, if you hurt or injure an arm, or you just have tense muscles. So that one's a really great one for that. Um, Self heal helps repair the tissues and wounds. Now, self heal you can use internally or topically. That is when you can. Now, arnica, there is some debate. Like the Mexican one, they used to always drink it, and it actually, I was sold as a tea at this Mexican restaurant, but more these days they don't drink it. But it is kind of in their culture, so some people still do. But it has some PAs in it, which could cause liver problems and things like that. So just be cautious if you are drinking it, and aware of that. Juniper warms joints and eases gout, and can be used externally. And then witch hazel tones the tissues, reduces swelling and inflammation. Um, this is best for muscle soreness, sprains, and minor injuries. Okay.
You know that
Um,
that let me just add just real quick that article is quite fascinating. That I use it for in homeopathy as well.
okay,
Um,
neuropathy.
very,
Okay.
very, yeah, very, very dilute, and I can see a huge difference. You know, I have arthritis in my knees, and I've been
Yeah,
going to the gym and that, which kind of irritates sometimes. And I do arnica homeopathy twice a week, and I've seen a huge difference. So just
wonderful.
throwing that out there.
Yes, wonderful. Yes. Oh, and I didn't go ahead and tell you what I put in. I put the arnica in that. I also put a little bit of comfrey. I didn't have a lot that was dried at the time, but I did put that. And then what was the other thing I added? There's one more. Um, there was one more thing. Hmm. I don't remember now. Was it lavender? No. Oh, chamomile. No. Was it no, it wasn't chamomile. I don't remember now. I made a video on it. It's on YouTube. I'll post that in the group. That's probably a good one to post in the group anyways. Um but yeah. But yeah, I have noticed a complete difference because I was like having a hard time. I couldn't even like use my mouse for a little while because I was like so sore. And of course I didn't do anything for days because I was just like, oh, it'll just heal. It was just like I slept on it wrong. But it wasn't. But I feel like deep. It feels a lot better. And then I did use essential oils too. Um, it was Pansway, I think, by New. I think it's the Living brand. I'll have to look that up too. I don't remember. Can't remember. It had like things like spearmint, I think. Okay. Okay, so how this works with your body. Herbs don't silence the pain, they shift the balance, and that's what I love about them. They bring warmth to cooling, they calm where it's hot, they flow where it's stuck. The pain fades, um, and helps the balance. And that's kind of what I was talking to you earlier about, Jim, is, like with pitta, yes, you run hot. And we don't want you to like go to the cold, but we want you to be more balanced and be more neutral. And so that's why we use the herbs to just get us to center. So we're kind of just trying to bring everyone to balance, so that we don't see those problems that arise when you are out of balance. Most illnesses, it's like you're out of balance in some way. You're too hot, you're too cold, you're too moist, you're too dry, you're too tense, you're too lax. That's when we usually see those issues pop up. Um, so uh so your energetics map, everybody has their own energetics blueprint, hot, cold, and we've talked about this a ton. But I do want to bring it up. This is one of the things that is just going to get you where you want to go. And so if you want to check out this website, you can do an energetics quiz. But I did want to bring up, if you want to start using these every day and make sure that you're either learning, focusing, drinking tea, doing that, which I know, Jim, you're already in it, but the 30 days to grow wild, it's really going to help you reconnect. And I'm making these audios every single day to kind of help you recenter your life, refocus. And it's just like a 1 to 2 minute audio clip. So it's not going to take a lot of time, but just to be more mindful, more grounded, more listening to your body a little bit more and where you want it to shift, whether it's to be more cold, to be more hot, and just like getting those things, getting those things in your body. So, yeah, if you do want to join, just go to Journey on Nature's Path /energetics, take the quiz, and then it'll take you on to join. So, you guys have any questions for me?
On that quiz,
Uh-huh.
so when you take that quiz, then does that go to you?
No, it doesn't. No, that just
Okay,
goes to you.
so it just disappears.
Huh?
So it just disappears. I
Yeah,
didn't
I
save
would take
it.
a screenshot if I were you. And
That's why I said
then,
screenshot, but I didn't. So I'll go back and take it again because
yeah.
I thought about it afterwards. I thought, I should have saved that.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I wish I would've, like, I didn't know how to do that, but maybe I'll look into trying to do that because then I would like to know all your guys' results. Just keep that in mind.
yeah,
Um
I'll go take it again and I'll forward you a clip of it.
Yeah, that's good, that's good. Because I mean, I love that quiz because it gives you a percentile. It's like, oh, because I mean, we're all a mix, right? And so some people are like 20% dry, but, and so, um, it'll give you more percentage. And so, we only want to balance it a little bit or if it's like, we're 40/60. Well, we don't need to balance a ton, just a little bit.
Yeah,
So,
then I wonder with the seasons as well. I mean, it's got to affect our
yeah.
bodies as well. With the colder it gets, the drier it's outside. So surely our bodies are probably drier as well. So maybe
Yes.
we need more moisture, more warmth in the winter, and that kind of thing. So I'm looking at that as well, changing my
Yes.
blends in the winter versus the summer.
Yes, yes, that's super important. We have a constitution that we typically run, so we will be more sensitive to one way or another. But yes, the season change will vary. We may be tipping to the cold side even though we typically run warm. I run warm, but yeah, my hands and feet get really cold during the winter, but they also get really hot during the summer. So I just have to make sure that I'm not tipping myself too far in the winter. So yeah. Yep, that's a great thing to know.
Put
All
cayenne in your
right.
socks.
Okay, I am right? Probably should.
Socks, it works.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the capsaicin and stuff, yeah. I probably should.
I used to do that when I used to hike in the woods in the winter, and my feet were never cold.
Oh, that's a good idea, especially if I go hike. My husband and I go walk in the mornings a lot, so that'll be good during the winter, especially. Um,
Yeah.
so right now he's working a lot, but so we
Well, thank
will.
you very much.
Yes, thank you. And I will post this. This is free for everyone to review. So I'll post that in the group. I need to make a new whole section because these are going to be the monthly. They're free for everyone to check out and jump on, and then the monthly ones on Wednesday. I'm still trying to pick a time for this one because I was doing it on Tuesday. And I was like, well, now they're getting two lives on Tuesday. That's probably too much. So, I'm trying to balance that out and try to figure out what yes. Can you not talk? Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I can. It's Liz.
Yes.
I'm trying out watch this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the new
Well,
webinar feature.
I know, and yeah, so I see we're in webinar, and when I did the hand raise, it did that, but it
Yes.
didn't hold it, so anyway, hang on. So, you are doing I wanna watch more of your lives. So it's a little bit of a logistical I loved this. I don't know how I kinda joined in the middle. What time did you start? How long? How long
It
was
was at
this one?
8:30 today, but I'm still trying to figure
So
out
half
this is
an
the
hour.
monthly. I'm still trying to figure out the time for this
Right.
one.
So once a month you do a learn about kind of a live.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
love
and then
that. All right.
I do a weekly in the monthly, on
Yeah,
Thursday at 8 p.m.
in
So,
the membership.
yes. Yeah.
Right, right, right. That makes perfect sense. Good. Well, I'm gonna keep my eye on the calendar then. This was
Yes.
great. It's so much fun. I know about oils, but I want to learn more about the plants they come from. And
Yes.
some of the things you say about, especially if there's a corresponding oil, there isn't always, but I distill plants also for hydrosols. I can distill plantain and get an incredible aromatic water that's great for all kinds of skin conditions. There is no essential oil of plantain. So some of the things you talk about, I can correspond it to a hydrosol. Some of the things I can correspond it to an essential oil. And if nothing else, I just love learning about the plants.
Yes.
I shared in my live with you about my lemon verbena story, how easy it is
Yeah.
for an aromatherapist to be all about the bottles and what's in the bottle and forget about the source. So what you offer is, I mean, I'm going to start recommending it to more of my students because they got to learn about the source for Pete's sake.
Yes, wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you. This is great.
it was interesting because when you ask in the group, you're like, "Do you know about the chemistry of the essential oils?" And I was like, "No, no, no." And then I was like, "Well," when I was listening to you on Tuesday, I was like, "Well, I guess they're the same, right? The tannins, the
Yeah,
sapoteins, like, they're the same, they're just, they express
right.
themselves differently." But so
Right.
I was
Yes.
like,
Well,
"Okay, well, I
yes
do
and
know."
no. Some components don't go over into the oil. They go into the water, like all the plant acids, which are so
Yes,
great for the skin.
yes.
They don't go. They're not fat
Oils.
friendly, lipid
Yeah,
friendly. So,
oil
but we
soluble.
both, yeah, we have a lot we can teach each other.
Yes, for sure, for
Lovely.
sure.
Thank you for doing this.
Yes, of course. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for showing up. And yep, I'll just make sure that I'm posting when a good time will be. So, all right,
Have a
guys,
great day.
you have a good day too. Bye bye.